Alright, hello and welcome. My name is Codename Sparrow and today we're playing Long Live the Queen! Alright, truth be told, I have actually played this through before, but the completionist in me wants to go through and play all the different scenarios, so I have actually managed to get through to the ending once. So let's see if I can do that by being a different kind of queen. Alright, let's start the game. Jocelyn, King Dowager. We're almost home. Sorry, your room is just the way you left it. Sad face. I know it's hard to leave your school and all. To leave your school and all your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject, in which we only learn 2 things a day. Seems legit. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. Why does it look like he's sort of got panda eyes, like little white marks around his eyes? Do you see that? Little white panda eyes? It's because he's been crying because his wife died. Sad panda eyes. You'll learn quickly and you'll make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. Sad panda eyes. This is not what mother would have wanted. Angry face. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. Sad face. No, she wouldn't. But sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us. On you. Lissai. I will be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Come, your maids are waiting. Alright, so welcome to Long Live the Queen. If this is your first time playing, you should read this brief introduction to see how the game works. Now, I've seen this before, so I've played this before. Alright, so I'm going to write these down because I have no idea what the bonuses are, so we're currently depressed. So we get expression and animal handling and penalty to royal demeanor, conversation, and athletics. So, conversation. So, expression, decoration, instrument, voice. Alright, so I won't do that. I want to... this playthrough I want to be sort of an intelligence queen, so... I might go with... internal affairs and foreign intelligence, maybe? Try those 2. Internal affairs and Novan. Internal affairs and Novan history. So I need to cheer up and become more willful or pressured, I think. Those are the ones that'll... Oh no, afraid. Less depressed, more afraid? I'm not sure. Alright, let's see what I want to do. So I said I wanted to do intrigue, internal affairs, and history. Novan history. Alright, let's do that. You read about the history of your domain. Hundreds of years ago, Nova was the center of a great empire, spanning the length of the western coast as well as a few island territories. Over time, your influence has waned. Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merva, is next in line for the crown. After him would be his daughter, your cousin Charlotte. What's all the noise outside? Who's here? Oh, it's my cousins, my aunt and uncle. Lucille, Countess of Nyx. Darling, we are so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. Hi, Lodi. Charlotte, Lady Merva. So, hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mummy said we'd be here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. So we've got +1 in cheerful. So I want to be less depressed. Visit Charlotte, Lady Merva. Let's get less depressed. Less depressed. Let's try with that. That gives me the bonus on the most things. So yielding, lonely, cheerful. Yielding, lonely, cheerful. You spend the weekend holed up alone in your room with your favorite toys. It's childish, but you feel a bit better. Alright, so what's my mood? Oh. I am afraid. Which gives a bonus to agility and faith. And a penalty to royal demeanor, weapons, intrigue. So I probably won't be doing intrigue this turn, and military. I want to be a smart queen. Alright. Let's go court manners. Do you think should I do flattery if I'm going for a smart queen? I might do 2 court manners. A court manners and a flattery. So what was that? Court manners. Flattery, hold on. What ones do I get a bonus to? Agility and faith. No, I don't really care. And so what's my mood? So I don't want to be afraid and I don't want to be depressed. So I want to be... So angry is the opposite of afraid, and cheerful is the opposite. Cheerful is the opposite of depressed. So, and then I want to be maybe more yielding and lonely. That might work. So yielding and lonely. Alright. Done that. Alright, let's go. So, court manners. You review the correct greetings for guests according to rank and when to extend your hand to another. All nobles expect their due honors. You learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. What's that commotion outside? Father, what's going on? I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor. It is because of you and your powers that It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. That my wife is dead! Sorry. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the crown princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, as I have much to teach you. Do I want to do a lumen playthrough? I think I might arrest her. I'll arrest her. You are a traitor to the crown, and I ought to have you executed. Guards, arrest her! Throw her into the castle dungeons and let her rot. Dang it, I don't want to be angry. Oh wait, no, I do want to be angry. That's the opposite of afraid. I don't want to be afraid. Well, I suppose she won't be a problem anymore. Alright. Okay, so I want to be... lonely. Have I been lonely? Yielding, lonely, and cheerful. Yeah, let's try this one again. Alright. So I'm yielding. So yielding gives a bonus to royal demeanor, and history and faith, and it gives a penalty to weapons and lumens. So gives a little bit to intrigue. So I might try bring up my court manners a bit. And I'll bring up my composure. I'll bring up my composure. So, court manners and composure. Should I do that, or... So I want to get that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll focus on these 4, maxing out these 4. Maybe I'll do some more on internal affairs. Court manners and internal affairs. Let's do that. So as the person of the highest rank within the domain, no one may sit at any formal event unless you give them permission, and no one must ever turn their back on you. If they do, you are intended to recognize the insult. And your maternal uncle's wife, the Countess Nix, so the woman we saw before, claims kinship to the old Merva line, and originally asked your mother for title to the duchy. However, no one could verify her lineage. As a compromise, your mother created her brother Duke of Merva. Charlotte, Lady Merva. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really. I just like to play with the flowers. Me too. You gather your skirts and prepare to sit down, when all of a sudden a hissing noise alerts you to a hidden danger. A snake! Charlotte, don't move! I failed my reflexes, and I'm afraid... I don't want to be afraid. You grab for a stick to push the snake away, but you lack the skills to do the job properly, and poking the snake only makes it angry. Obviously. Too fast to see, it lunges forward and sinks its fangs into your leg. Ow! The snake slithers away, but it's too late now. A strange tingling sensation begins to spread through your flesh, and I'm dead already. That's a milk viper. They're poisonous. I don't feel so good. Your leg is going numb. You stumble and fall to the ground. Hold on. Your cousin kneels beside you and presses her hands over the bite mark. The area throbs painfully, then begins to feel warm. After a minute, you're dizzy, but your leg isn't buzzing anymore, and even the wound has disappeared. How did you do that? I don't know how I'd do it. I just can. I'm not supposed to tell anybody. People think it's freaky. You won't tell, will you? Of course not. I'm just lucky you were here. Girls, what's going on out here? I heard yelling. Nothing. We saw a snake, but it got away. A snake? That's it. Charlotte, pack your things. We're going back to Merva. It's not safe here. Aww. Alright, so... I've been depressed, afraid, and yielding. So... been yielding, I don't want to be yielding. Lonely and cheerful, I haven't been either of those, so let's try that. A walk in the fresh air helps you forget the burdens on your shoulders. So, what am I? Check that, so lonely. Bonus to conversation. And medicine. And penalty to royal demeanor. Lots of things have a penalty to royal demeanor. So that's depression, afraid, and lonely all give you a penalty to royal demeanor. intrigue, dang it, and faith. So, conversation, looks like conversation's got a lot of bonus. So what's my mood? So I'm currently lonely, so I've been depressed, afraid, yielding, and lonely. Sorry, so let's try and be more cheerful. So increase in cheerful, and a decrease in all those, so I can find out what the other ones do. So conversation gives me a big bonus. And I don't care about any of the other ones. I'm trying to be an intelligence queen. So conversation. Let's go, yeah. Court manners and flattery. Yep. You study rules for formal dining, including the proper utensils for different dishes. As the queen, no one will comment on your mistakes, but they will notice them. You learn that flattering comments have the best impact when kept short. Gushing makes people feel awkward. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zara and their parents gone. Who are Emery and Zara? And their parents, and maybe there were other kids. It's certainly not empty though. It seems like we get more servants every day. Okay, so I want to be more cheerful. More cheerful and less lonely. I'll try talking to my dad. Dad, what really happened to Mum? She was a lumen, a magic user. It was meant to be in reserve to defend our domain, but she insisted on... You don't need to hear that. She used magic. It drained her strength. She thought it was harmless, but it wasn't. Eventually, her heart just stopped. That's why I don't want you involved with it. Ah, I didn't get any bonuses. So... still exactly the same. Alright, well, I'll keep on getting... Oh, hold on a second. I'll buff up my public speaking a little bit. So you practice tongue-twisting sequence of syllables to improve your enunciation. You learn that it is always better to compliment people for their personality and their choices than their physical attributes. Visual elements are best to flatter on first meeting. They are expected to be noticed right away. If you have spent more time with someone, suddenly complimenting their attire will ring false. So... One of the maid approaches for your attention. My lady, couriers have arrived from the Duke of Sedna. I failed. We have a Duke of Sedna? No, my lady, the Duchy of Sedna is in Tallassee. They have brought you a letter and a gift. Condolences on the death of... Deeply regret, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace. It might not be appropriate for me to wear a man's gift in public, though. People would think it meant something. Don't wear it. It's important to maintain the proper image. Alright. Okay, so I want to be less lonely. Dang, what's the opposite of lonely? I've forgotten. Let's talk to my dad again. Daddy? He sighs, rubbing his fingers over his forehead. What is it? I love you. He looks at you without speaking, and you begin to feel bad for bothering him with your silly feelings. Then he stands and puts his arm around you. I love you too. For this moment, you are safe and happy. So I'm yielding at the moment. Okay, so willful is the opposite of yielding, and pressured is the opposite of lonely. So less yielding, more willful, more cheerful, more pressured, and more angry. Maybe another public speaking and another internal affairs. Speaking and internal affairs. You take deep breaths and practice speaking loudly and clearly, projecting your voice to every corner of the room. You memorize lists and sonnets, then recite them for your teacher and any castle staff she can round up to serve as an audience. You've unlocked a new outfit. Oh, cool. The last Duke of Mead was the older half-brother of the current Duchess. His reign was brief and highly scandalous. He defied tradition to pledge himself as the life-mate of the old Duke of Ursel, then broke that off only a year later. He retired into seclusion and died still unwed. That woman, the priestess, keeps staring at me. What do you want? Your destiny will find you, even if you run from it. You were born to wield the power of a lumen. What do you know about that? The power was your mother's, and the king's and queen's before her. It is your right and your responsibility to defend your domain. I have seen signs of the future. Danger is coming. Without that power, this land is defenseless. Well, what am I supposed to do about it? The Duchess of Ursel will teach you if you set her free. But she never harmed your mother. They were friends. It is only because she bears the power of a lumen so openly that your father rejects her. I don't want to be a lumen. I don't want to be lumen this one. Do I want to be intelligence and mean? Or not mean? I'll free her. Very well, I'll see to it that she is released. Once she is free, speak to her and she will guide you. Okay, so I can see the mood here. Need to be more cheerful, more willful, or more pressured. You sneak out of the castle to have a little fun. You enjoy your freedom, but your father won't like it if he finds out. So I'm currently lonely again. So a penalty to intrigue. And a penalty to royal demeanor. So let's do... Oh, and I've got a new outfit. Cute. Okay, so let's do public speaking and court manners. But I am really gonna need to boost up on my intrigue. Your teacher asked you questions about made-up nonsense, pushing you to improvise answers smoothly and swiftly, without having to worry about them being correct. You read collections of famous historical speeches and practice saying them in convincingly dramatic fashion. You study the traditions of ballroom etiquette, how to politely accept or defer an offer, how to avoid the impressions of attachments to an individual. You memorize the correct title for every servant in the castle. Treating servants with respect ensures good service. As you are walking up the stairs, a maid comes running down holding a towering pile of linen. Before you can react, she barrels into you, sending you and the sheets flying. "Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry." "These things happen. It's not a big deal." Accept her apology. I think with intelligence, you don't want to be mean. You don't want to be someone who's aggressive. You know, you earn more flies with honey than with vinegar, that kind of thing. Whatever. No real harm done. Please be more careful in the future. "Yes, my lady, thank you." Cool, I've got a cheerful. What's my mood? Need to be less lonely, so more pressured. Pressured. Yielding, depressed, pressured. But I was getting so close. So 2 yielding, 1 depressed. So that makes you more yielding. Jeez. I want to be afraid. I don't want to be yielding. Let's talk to her. What is it you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? The source of power for any lumen is a particular magic crystal. Once you've bonded with it, it becomes a part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. She holds out her hands. Light flickers above her bosom. And then, with a shower of sparkles, something takes shape. You reach out to touch it, and it dissolves away into nothing. Oh. It belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. So I'm still lonely. Whatever, let's just max this out. Let's go at flattery and court manners. Small personal details help make the recipient of your flattery feel that you've truly noticed them, which is always better than a simple "how nice you look." Most people want to believe that they are successful and well-liked more than they want to believe that they are handsome. Play to these beliefs and they'll be inclined to enjoy your company, even if they should know better. To directly challenge someone's honor is to declare war. Never make a public accusation of cowardice, treason, infidelity, or murder unless you are prepared to face mortal enemies. And on that note, you study the etiquette of dueling. As a monarch, you are expected to embody the virtues of honesty, bravery, and generosity. You should always offer aid to those in need. However, those you aid personally are expected to give you their utmost loyalty, even unto death. You study the forms of written address, how to issue and decline invitations, how to announce an impending visit, and how to correspond with the rulers of foreign domains. This man is here to see you. He wishes crown funding for a project of his. Remember, the treasury is not unlimited. If you choose to invest, you will have less money to work with a leader. Invisible Man! Your Royal Highness, I have a plan to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 Lassie to assemble the metal at a factory to mold and cast the type. With this system, I'll be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. I don't know much about factories or trade. Would that really be worthwhile? Yes, it would. We are not interested. Alright. So... intrigue. Maybe I should go to afraid. Oh no, that's a penalty. History. Jeez, I need to... maybe try more... okay, I can stay lonely for a while because it's giving me a bonus to conversation. But let's try getting more willful and... willful, yep. Alright, I think I'm gonna end this session here and continue on in another game. Alright. Hold on a minute. So if I... nope. Let's save it here. So name your save. Can it be numbers? Oh, cool. Let's call this Sparrow. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to, end this here. So thank you for watching. My name is Codename Sparrow.